All right, this is our first attempt in taking off this intake manifold. As you guys can see, it is pretty gunked up with carbon. I just recently put a new EGR valve on here, and that got stuck with 3/8 of an inch size carbon rock, and it just held the valve open, which was causing the same issue, just turbo lag. And idling hard and eventually dying. So firstly, took our serpentine belt off. We got to take the alternator off and try and get this manifold out with doing at least possible. It looks like we're going to have to take our oil filter and fuel filter housing out because it is right on top of that manifold. But we'll keep you updated. All right, we finally got the intake out, along with the EGR cooler. Got it sent out to get cleaned, get it all nice and shiny inside. Broke a few things in the process. Oil filter housing, broke that. Rounded out one of the bolt heads, but seemed like someone did that already and I just finished it off. But we were able to extract it, and this is the result so far. All right, we got some of our parts in for the intake. Got the gaskets for the EGR cooler, some O-rings and gaskets and bolts. Shout out to Gabe and Carl for the quick parts. Always helpful. All right, let's keep going. All right, I got a quick update for you guys. The intake manifold is back and cleaned out. Look at that. Looks really great. We also got the EGR cooler back, but we were notified that it is bad and leaking internally. So we'll go ahead and order up a new one of those, and we're going to have to wait on it. Sweet. Literally next day shipping. Got the new EGR cooler. And let's get ready to install all this back. So really quick, I did notice something, that there is a left and a right because of these little prongs right here, these little tabs. So I'm glad I noticed that right away. Looks like this one sits here and this one sits here, just like that. Otherwise, if you had them flipped, it would sit on the manifold. So, glad I checked that first. Alright, this orientation's upside down, so if this was left, now it's right, right, left. So if you're doing the EGR cooler, this little hose here, put it on the EGR cooler first. Just wasted that. Well, finally got it after about 45 minutes trying. Alright, so we got the last part that we need to get this mess back installed. And of course, just the part that I broke. It's supposed to be there. Broke it off there. Shout out to Gabe and Carl for those quick overnight parts and our parts team. Alright, everything is put back. We're gonna put coolant in the system. Fired up. All right, guys. So the moment we've all been waiting for. Double checked everything. I made sure all the wires were plugged in, all the connections. I think it's been about 2 weeks that we've been working on this truck, and a lot of time, a lot of money, and with my luck, something probably will go wrong. But enough said. Let's fire it up. For good measure, we're gonna cycle the key again to get that fuel in there, because I did take the fuel housing out, fuel filter housing. All right, here goes nothing. Ah. And just like that, I knew it. Let's try it again. That doesn't sound good. You got any fires going on in there? Yeah, we're done here. All right, let's try this again with a little help. Let's go, guys. I have a leak. All right, I just want to throw this in the middle of the video real quick. It's been like a 2-week process of trying to get this truck back working again. And the reason being is, first of all, we're not a Ford dealership. We don't have a laptop. We don't have a scanner. We don't have any of that. All we have is our phone, YouTube, Google, looking up parts, Googling parts. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why it's been so long. But I do have a pretty good Ford guy. My brother-in-law hooked it up. I hit him up real quick because it wasn't starting. He recommended that the FICM connections weren't plugged in right or pushed in all the way, and sure enough, that's what it was. Grabbed a pry bar real quick, pried them up into the FICM, and well, what do you know? It started. So shout out to my brother-in-law. Forgot to mention that after we fired it up, found an exhaust leak because of a bad clamp. I guess I over torqued it. I don't know, but my boy Carl said he can get that for me overnight. So we'll go ahead and install that tomorrow. All right, we got our new exhaust clamp in there, tightened it down, got everything connected back. So we're gonna go ahead and fire it up and see what we got going. Well, guys, she's all done. Test drove it. Sounded good. Got turbo boost. I don't see any leaks, no oil leaks, no coolant leaks. This thing is ready to go. Back to work. If you guys made it this far, that tells me you guys liked the video. So go ahead and hit that thumbs up, subscribe, share the video, and like always, have a great day.